Students, we are learning rapid application development model and prototyping model today. So in the last session, we have seen what is waterfall model, and I have explained you in detail about waterfall model, its advantages and disadvantages. So today let us learn what is RAD application. So it is basically called as rapid application development. So it is nothing but a software development method. So as we have seen waterfall model, so this RAD is also a type of model for software development life cycle model. So that uses minimal planning in favor of rapid prototyping. So now let us see what is prototyping. So prototyping is a working model that is functionally equivalent to a component of a product. So prototyping is nothing but the exact working of the actual model. So you first make a prototype model, then build the actual model. So in the RAD model, the functional modules are developed in parallel as prototypes and are integrated to make the complete product for a fast product delivery. Since there is no detailed pre-planning, it makes it easier to incorporate the changes within the development process. So RAD projects follow the iterative and incremental model and have small teams comprising of developers, domain experts, and customer representative and other IT resources working progressively on their components and prototypes. So let us see the phases of RAD model. So you can see in the diagram. So these are the phases of RAD model. So first one is business modeling. So on basis of flow of information and distribution between various business channels, the product is designed. So then comes the next phase, data model. So in this, the information collected from the business modeling is redefined. Then it is redefined and made a set of data objects that are significant for the business. So the next phase is process modeling. So the data object that is declared in the data modeling phase is transformed to achieve the information flow necessary to implement the business function. So next phase is application generation. So automated tools are used for the construction of the software to convert process and data models into prototypes. So the last one is testing and or turnover. So as prototypes are individually tested during the every iteration, the overall testing time is reduced in this development. So let us see next slides. The RAD basically describes a method of software development which heavily emphasizes rapid prototyping. So it involves in iterative delivery also. So RAD model is therefore a sharp alternative to the typical waterfall model. So it is the best alternative after your waterfall model. So which often focuses largely on planning and sequential design practices. So let us see when do we use RAD methodology. So first let us see the first point, when a system needs to be produced in a short span of time. So that time you can use your RAD model. So if your system, if your application has a limited modules or it requires a short time to build, for like for example, if your project is 2 to 3 months duration of time, so you can use the RAD model. And you can also use when the requirements are known. So when you know the requirements already, you have to use your RAD model. So when the user will be involved all through the life cycle. So when the user is involved throughout your life cycle, so then you can go for RAD methodology. And when the budget is high enough to afford designers for modeling along with the cost automated tools for code generation. So when the budget is high enough to afford, so when you can afford the budget, for example, you have to pay designers for modeling and all, and there are some tools required for it. So when you are affordable to buy such tools, so you can use RAD methodology. So next one, let us see the advantages. So RAD methodology is flexible and adaptable to changes. So it is very flexible. Like for example, whatever changes or whatever components you want to add, so you can do that trial in the prototyping model and see how can it adapt to the changes. And it's also flexible to adopt the new features. And due to prototyping in nature, there is a possibility of lesser defects. So as we have already made the prototyping model, which is exactly as the original model, so you will have a lesser defects when you produce the actual product. So with less people, productivity can be increased in short time. So there will be less people involved in this methodology, in this software development life cycle. So that is why the productivity can also be increased with the short time. Next, let us see the disadvantages. So it can't be used for the smaller projects. So RAD methodology is used for bigger projects, so it cannot be used for smaller projects. So it not all the application is compatible with RAD. So because some application will not be compatible with this methodology, so it is not suitable for all the applications. So some specific application like legacy systems, so all these enterprise applications, so only those application can adopt this methodology. So if developers are not committed to delivering the software on time, so RAD projects can fail, because the commitment should be very strong. So whenever you commit some particular date and time, so you should be sticking to it. So if your team, which your team, nothing but your developers are not committed for the deliverables, so the RAD project may fail. And it also requires high skilled designers or developers. So as it is consisting of very high level designs, so you need a skilled designers or developers involved in it. So next session we will continue with the spiral or iterative model. So thank you, students.